Hello and welcome to the Promptsmith's Almanac. There are few things in music more exciting than a soaring rock anthem. That's exactly what I tasked myself to create using ChatGPT and Suno. And I want to take a look at the techniques that were used by Suno to make this song everything I had hoped it would be. So let's get started. So to begin, I prompted ChatGPT just to give me a general framework to work off of to develop these lyrics. Here's the prompt. You are a music producer and lyricist working with an artist who wants to write a song about being unable to quiet his mind. He wants this song to be a soaring piano pop ballad with more of a rock tempo and a super memorable chorus. Write song lyrics that fit these parameters with flexibility in mind, given that they will be revised. That's it. So what ChatGPT gave me was Can't Turn It Off was the working title. And it gave me a verse, pre-chorus, a chorus, a second verse, repeat of the pre-chorus and chorus, a bridge, and then a final chorus and an outro. And what I did from that was reduce it pretty significantly. And again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, ChatGPT has a hard time with simplicity sometimes when it comes to song lyrics. I went as reductive as I possibly could for this song and for this chorus. The song title is Up, and the chorus starts with up, 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 because this individual at the center of this song, our hero, if you will, has a hard time falling asleep. That's the central problem of the song. This person cannot get enough out of the 24 hours in a day and does not want to sacrifice a single moment to sleep, but knows that he, in this case it's a he, absolutely needs to do that in order to function. So that's the tension inherent in this track, and I want to point some things out as we listen to the results. So without further ado, let's listen to what Suno gave us with our lyrics. Now, I will say real quick, in terms of the styles, I prompted Suno with piano rock, piano pop, ballad, intimate, soaring, pretty similar to the adjectives I used with ChatGPT here. Let's take a listen.
My spine's sitting down, but my mind's on fire. I'm telling myself that I won't get tired. What do you do when you're always wired? Prayer didn't work, so I'm preaching to the choir. When will I ever fall asleep? I'm up all night again. Why don't I seem to get enough? 24 hours, gotta live it up. Can't turn it off, I'm getting coffee cold, the sunrise finds me alone again, it always blinds me. And every road in my mind rewinds me, feel like my whole life's behind me. Up, when will I ever fall asleep? I'm up all night. Oh, why don't I seem to get enough? 24 hours, gotta live it up. guess. Up, up, up. When will I ever fall asleep? Oh. And 24 hours, gotta live it up. I can't turn this off, I'm getting up.
All right, so let me break down for you why this works so well as a song with the music relating to the lyrics. We start with this really beautiful instrumental of the piano part, and we end with that as well. So we get kind of a full cycle going with that piano part. So it's established from the get-go, this is a ballad, you know, it's got the twangy note of that electric guitar, so the listener knows right away what to expect. This is vintage Bob Seger territory. This is classic rock, which is a genre of music that I greatly appreciate, really got into as a teenager. You know, I'll mention Bob Dylan again because I do in probably every video, but really wanted to start with some more concrete imagery here. I think that's good to do in a verse. So spine saying down, but my mind's on fire. Well, that's interesting to me because that's a body part that you don't normally think of as having a mind of its own, even though it's very integral to us as humans. So the spine is saying, hey, we gotta lie down. Mind's on fire. That's the part of the body that won't settle down for this person, which is pretty common, almost universal experience. Telling myself that I won't get tired. Being in that state of denial. What do you do when you're always wired? It's almost an open-ended question here. And then prayer didn't work, so I'm preaching to the choir. I'm pretty proud of that line. It's got some nice alliteration there with the prayer and the preaching. It's also almost like that last vestige of hope, right? Because if this narrator's hero is saying, hey, I reached out to the highest power I could think of, and I still can't calm down and get to sleep. So preaching to the choir, that's all that this person has left, is to sing this song and express this feeling and have some semblance of community in it to move forward. So that was just, again, reconstructed from the verse 1 that ChatGPT gave me, which you can see the skeleton of it. Clock says midnight, but my mind's still running. I related it more to the body itself, confining it to that. Every thought's a spark that keeps coming undone. I'm chasing silence, but it won't stop humming. Every dream turns loud when the lights come on. So there's a structure there that is saying something similar, but we have some more concrete imagery that pertains more to the humanity here that we're able to develop ourselves when we have that structure that ChatGPT provides and that cognitive separation that I mentioned before as well, where these aren't our words or a blank cursor staring at us. We have something to work off of. Now, we know it's not great. We know we're going to have to rewrite every single word, but we have the sentiment there, and our minds can work to develop that for us in real time as we are creating it. So then we have the pre-chorus, and this is where things start to get really cool because the pre-chorus starts with up, 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 but what's interesting about this is it's the same note 3 times. Up, up, up. When will I ever fall asleep? So we're going up, 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 almost this steady, kind of static state of being. It's almost like this individual is just kind of floating, just like, you know, they're alert, but barely. So it's like they're functioning almost like heartbeats, these 3 words. And it's great too. We got 3 ups, which was intentional on my part. Big on the rule of 3s in art. My eye line being on the upper third of your screen here. 3-act structure as well, and me listing a random non-third thing, but it just sounds better if it's 3. Up, up, up. That stays steady like a heartbeat. When will I ever fall asleep? If you notice the singing of that, when will I ever fall asleep? So it's like they're getting close to falling asleep toward the end there, but look what happens next. I'm up all night again. So that builds, but that uptick there that's happening is preventing the narrator from falling asleep. It's their own. So again, we have prosody here where the music is very much matching the lyrics, and this happens again in the chorus as well. So I'm up all night again. And then we get this beautiful release. Why don't I seem to get enough? And this is that's your anthem moment when you're on the stage. But then we get the up, 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 but it actually does go up because there's this burst of energy that simply can't be contained. And that's how you know it's supposed to be the chorus section of a song, because particularly for a rock anthem, you need that sense of release, that moment, and it's this open-ended question, why don't I seem to get enough? You almost picture him on his knees, just like arms outstretched. 24 hours, gotta live it up, 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 can't turn it off. I'm getting up, gets up, and then ooh. So that ooh has a lot packed into it as well, emotionally speaking. It parallels this journey that we're going on lyrically. And that's why I love just adding a little bit more to the lyrics of a song, particularly the chorus. I think the chorus, the bridge, the pre-chorus are really good opportunities to make slight tweaks just from one to the next. If you simply copy and paste them, there's not as much of an opportunity for Suno to develop something unique here. So I really like the ooh. It's like I had this soaring moment with you and now I'm back in this state of being. And my only release is through this song. So then we get to verse 2, and the opening of verse 2 is actually, I think, the only line from the whole song that I kept in pretty much its entire form. The line from ChatGPT was coffee's cold and the sunrise finds me. I changed it to coffee cold, the sunrise finds me. I just like that coffee cold, that bit of alliteration there. It's just a bit smoother and it hits you in the face a bit more too, like a cold cup of coffee if you're wanting a warm cup of coffee in the morning, as I generally like to have one. Alone again, it always blinds me, and every road in my mind rewinds me, feel like my whole life's behind me. That line I really liked. I really liked being able to put, and again, this is kind of me putting my own imprint and style into what ChatGPT gives me. So I know from working within ChatGPT that it's probably going to give me the same structure every time for a song. It's gonna give me, for the most part, verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. 90% of the time, it's gonna do that. It'll honor certain genre conventions, but at the end of the day, that's the basic structure it gives you. And I know from working in Suno with that I'm going to get songs that are anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. And that I'm totally okay with, because unless I'm listening to Desolation Row or Visions of Johanna and really want to immerse myself in the world of certain songs and their lyrics, you know, if I can get it in 2 to 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, I'm golden, and I'm happy with that. Now, I'll give you an example. There is a fantastic song. One of my favorite songs ever written is Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, performed by Cher. It was cranked out like really haphazardly, but it is a whole story, universe, and world. And it's like I don't even know if it's a 3-minute song. I want to look this up. Cher, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. Produced by Snuffy Garrett and written by Bob Stone. Yeah, the length is 2 minutes and 36 seconds. And you get this just multi-generational drama in that length of time. And that's what music can do. It doesn't take 11 plus minutes to do that. You can really hit a point home and speak on very broad topics in a short period of time. So that's what I try to emulate, because time is a precious resource. And there are times when, yeah, it calls for a longer song, like the Leonard Cohen song that I had written, if you want to check that out. Over 5 minutes long. It's a lot more lyrically complex. I'll say that. All right. Anyway, we got verse 2 here. We get back to the pre-chorus, up, up, up. When will I ever fall asleep? Getting close. I'm up all night again. Why don't I seem to get enough? And then we get that up, up, up. And what's great is we get the instrumentals, the guitars hit hard on this, which is nice. And then we get to our bridge after that. Ooh, which is just, and some things are just too emotional to reflect on with words in music. And I find it interesting, the more I write lyrics and songs, the more I realize if I just put an ooh or an o in there, it's gonna get more mileage oftentimes than anything I can express with words. It's the same concept as if I'm making a film and I'm over relying on dialogue, which I tend to do. Sometimes a simple image just does it. Like, I think of something like Raiders of the Lost Ark, where, you know, there's the guy with the sword doing all the tricks, and originally Harrison Ford's character, Indiana Jones, is supposed to have this elaborate fight, and eventually they decided upon he's just going to pull out a gun and shoot him. And that's the scene. And it makes enough of a statement that visually, like, you don't need much beyond that, which is pretty cool. Art intersects, you know, film, music, etc. So we have our bridge here, someday I'll rest. And the way this is delivered is pretty cool because you don't get the sense that our hero fully believes this. And you don't get that sense from the jump. Someday I'll rest. It's almost like a dream, you know. Someday I'll rest. I dream that this will happen. Get all this off my chest. Now that he's actually doing. Yeah, I'll become my best. Again, that's three. That's a journey of thirds as well. And then we have the resigned ellipses I have here. Guess. And that's almost the resignation of the character here. Do I even want to become my best? Like, this is the who am I moment of this track. I'll become my best, I guess. And I liked writing that because I like contrast. And when it comes to rock songs, I like when there's vulnerability there. Because there's a lot of, it's almost like aspects of hip hop where there's a lot of like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of chest thumping, I guess, or like, you know, things are great, or, you know, my world is awesome. I really like when rock songs are more vulnerable. Like Under the Bridge, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. Those are more compelling tracks to me. God, there's another Bob Seger one and I can't think of it, but that I'm really drawn to. And what's great about the I guess at the end is we get back to the pre-chorus, and it is the saddest up of the whole song. You know, it's like the dream has died. Our hero is resigned to this insomnia that haunts him. Up, up, up. When will I ever fall asleep? Oh, and then there's just the back to that chorus, and we get the more soaring up, up, up with the choral vocals, almost as if our hero is lifted by the harmonization and being not the only one out there who's dealing with this. And that's what's pretty cool. And the last 20 seconds of the song or so, I didn't prompt Suno to repeat that chorus as a chorus outro. It decided on its own to do that in one of the two versions, and I was like, you know what? That was the right choice. I think we needed that just a little bit more, and there's more we can do musically to come full circle here, which is what Suno did, because we end with that piano portion reminding us of the start of the piano ballad. So it was really cool to see the track musically come full circle, even as this character is almost like a dancer in a music box. You know, that's almost what the track feels like. It's like there's this confinement, this being trapped in this state of insomnia, and you get the keys at the beginning, the keys at the end. You go on this journey with this character. Maybe you can relate, maybe you can't, but it's a simple compact story told about this individual with this problem and what the problem looks like, the dream for a solution, and the resignation that that may not come, but that there's solidarity in other folks dealing with the same thing. And that's a lot in 3 minutes and 24 seconds. But again, Cher and company did a lot more in 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So all that to say, one line was kept in its original state, maybe 80% of that line, 85% of that line. All the other lines I had to rewrite, but they gave me something to work off of and something to think of. And that's the true benefit of working with AI, is it should not be used as a crutch. And that's the problem I think a lot of people are running into. I get a lot of comments like, well-founded comments like, this is awful, like, I question the ethics of this is cringe. And I totally understand where those are coming from, because I felt the same way for a long time. But it is simply a tool. And if you can learn to use it properly, I genuinely believe you can become a better songwriter. Because what's happened here is I've learned about prosody through prompting in Suno. So now if I wanted to fire up my DAW, open up Logic, I don't have as much of a blinking cursor state anymore. I can be like, oh yeah, when I worked with Suno on Up, there was, that initial state, like what was the character feeling? How can I represent that musically? The character is soaring and feeling good. Okay, we're gonna get higher here. That reduces the number of choices I have to make. That's gonna make me a better songwriter, music producer. It's gonna help me to be quicker and more efficient and have more time to write better songs. And that's the goal at the end of the day. Yeah, I know full well when I go into ChatGPT and I prompt it, I'm not gonna use like 98% of what it gives me, but I have a structure to work off of. I know exactly how long roughly a track is going to turn out to be. I know what parts of the song I need to solve for more than others. I know that I have a template to get there. I know it's going to give me the proper arc. It's just a matter of me making it into an actual song that makes sense, that feels human, and that provides that storytelling, that degree of connection. That's what I bring to the table. What ChatGPT brings to the table is, hey, here's all the words. You're going to have to play Mad Libs and take them out, a lot of them. But I think ultimately these tools will benefit us if we don't use them as crutches. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, share it. We're going to do more videos about the songwriting process and about the creative process in general. Plan on doing a live stream or two sometime soon as well. Put shorts out almost daily. Love doing that, getting some really quick info out to everybody. But your support means the world, and thanks so much for watching.